Hey, we're live. Good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. And I want to talk about the perfect closing framework. And Bubbles wants to say hi. She's been pestering me all morning. There's Bubbles. She's like, pay attention. I think she wanted to be on the show today. Now she's showing off her tail. She's very pushy this morning. Very needy. Anyway. Good morning, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way so you can bring value to your customer, not work crazy hours to do it, and have a little fun along the way. Now, today's a little bit not that fun kind of conversation, but it's very critical. One of the biggest failures I see in PMP, and I see project managers who are inexperienced and don't know how to do it, is called project closeout. They don't know what they do. They get very conflict adverse because they don't want to tell anybody any bad news. So basically, they totally mess it up and everyone gets hurt because they're afraid to say, hey, the contract's ending. I experienced that a few times in my life. I had a few where I had some high-level executives would say, oh, yeah, we're funded into the new year. Everything's going great. And then the day of, we didn't get funded. You're done. You're cut. Some helped me out when they did the transition, kept me along until I found another spot in the company. But then there's other people's on my teams that they had, didn't even bother giving them 2 weeks notice. Right. So I was kind of pissed off about that. I said, that's not professional. I actually told the vice president, you can't even give a person 2 weeks notice. I said, that's not very professional from an organization perspective. I get it, but you should be better at it. And this is where that conflict aversion comes. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Scrum being the perfect contract closeout or year contract or project closeout tool. And people don't think about this. Like I said, they screw this up in PMP. Project managers mess up project closeout. They get embarrassed. They don't do nothing. But here's the beauty of Scrum. Think about it. Okay, Bubbles, you're just getting a little crazy here. Bubbles, you're just full of fur. You just want me to get all the fur off you, don't you? Come on. She's getting a little crazy here, Bubbles cat. So why do I say that? Because it's the perfect container for work. It really is. Everyone's Kanban, Scrum's terrible and evil. But in reality, if you had to close out a contract, I wouldn't want to use any other framework than Scrum. To be honest, I wouldn't, because what is it? So every couple weeks, and if you're down to the last 2 weeks and you're not getting funding, you have an end date. Your end date is the end of the sprint. It's that simple, right? If your team says they're going to get something done, and let's say the contract's closing or it didn't get funded or whatever, at the end of the sprint, what do you got? You got the definition of done, right? So when you're done with the work, you close it out, and the closeout is your sprint review. You capture all the final stuff, whatever you had got put up in the production, whatever is usable, whatever is documented is documented. Give me a better framework than Scrum for that. There is none. The other thing is where I see these projects fail is they don't deliver any product to the customer. Therefore, the customer stakeholder sees no value. What does Scrum do? We have sprint reviews. We deliver product on a regular basis that they can or cannot use. We'll see, right? By sharing that activity, they see value, which may help project managers justify or convince a customer to keep funding their project to get it done or help them to further another level of service, whatever it would be. Scrum is the perfect framework for that. And people don't understand that. People who I've been doing this for 30 some odd years, right? I've been program manager. I've had large projects. To me, it's the perfect closeout. They always say, close it out, document everything. Well, it's all done. In Scrum, by definition, with the definition done, I think I repeated myself on that one. It's done. And I just wanted to share with you because people always wonder, well, if I do Kanban, when are you done, right? There is no endpoint in Kanban. There is no endpoint in XP. There isn't. I mean, when you deliver, but when you do these longer projects, Scrum is the perfect thing Because like I said, I had a risk adverse manager at one company who was so scared to say he failed at getting funding, which is fine. It's professional. It's been in this business. I don't hold anybody personal. I do hold people personally accountable when they give me 2 days notice or something like that. I go, what the heck? What do you want me to do? I said, I can't document. I can't close all this stuff out. It's like in the middle of nowhere, right? So that I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want to work with you again because you can't handle telling serious professional news to your team, good or bad, right? It's like, why would I work with you anymore? I mean, I wouldn't even tell anybody to go work for you. And if you ask me for a recommendation, I'm like, if you do work there, you better have your backup plan in case you get canned like the day of because a person can't handle risk conflict, which is not really conflict, it's just bad news, right? They're conflict adverse. Doesn't mean it's seriously crazy, but they just can't say it. And there's so many people that can't do that. And it's such a bad mark on the industry, bad mark in management. This is what builds all this union stuff and that and everything. It's just bad. But I wanted to bring up one thing I found. I kept saying it. We did the jobs report. I shared yesterday this giant book. Okay. And I knew I saw some stuff, but I want to share this one. This is from 1949. This is the bumping chart for the Pennsylvania Railroad. And I found a page. So this is like from 1943 to 49 or so, 6 years of job postings and things. And I just want to read this one to you. So I want everybody to understand this happens all the time. This is why I love Scrum. It just gives you a nice package. Oh, I should put the job postings because I did do the job report last night. So let me put banner. Let's do USA jobs. But the European Union position for business analysts last night went nuts. LinkedIn just broke. Their testing failed. Oh my God, it's terrible. LinkedIn is so messed up lately. Okay, so here's what it says. This is dated 1940, September. Philadelphia, September 20th, 1949. To all concerned, notice of abolishment, okay, due to the cessation of coal mining operations, which will seriously affect our traffic and revenues, it became necessary to reduce our forces. See, it's been happening forever. It's nothing new. It's just how you do it. And you know how to do it. We regret, therefore, to advise the following positions have been abolished at the end of the year, at the end of your tour of duty, September 21st, 1949. So that's September. Boy, they gave you 1 day's notice back then. How about that? Right? No wonder why they have a union. There's my alarm. So, Bubbles, you may exercise your seniority in accordance with the rules, the schedule agreement. So basically, this is a bump and run. So when people will get relieved of duty, if they had senior positions, they would go through this book and go look for other positions that they were senior to and take over the positions. So they actually name people in here. So I don't want to put it up, but they actually say their job occupation, like foreman, assistant foreman, signal man. They put people's names on here, helper. So this whole group got laid off because they stopped coal mining, and coal mining was a big thing with the railroad back in the day. That's who owned the coal companies and shipped the coal in for power was the trains. And then the good thing is on the East Coast is that the trains ran on coal. So they own the coal mine, they use coal, and they ship the coal. But that's an interesting day. I probably lost the page. I marked it, but I lost the page. That would be something interesting to share. But again, that's like 1 day's notice. It is what it is. My recommendation for anybody who's doing contracts, be understanding when your contract end dates and when it is. Be ready for it. That's why I help coach people and help prep people and teach them this stuff and teach classes and things like that and help you prepare why you're employed. That was 1949. So that's what, 50, 70, 74 years ago. So it's still like that today. Look at all the people at Capital One. I feel bad. You should all be prepared. Always think about your next opportunity. Always prepare yourself for the next place you have to go. No matter where you work, you can feel like you can have a long-term job, but that's just the nature of the beast. It hasn't changed. That was 74 years ago, almost 75 years ago. This year, I guess, when that happened. So, but look at Scrum. Scrum is the perfect closeout framework for doing work. And it would be a godsend to most project managers who don't know how to close out a contract. And in theory, at the end of the sprint, everyone can close, walk away, and go do whatever they had to do because it's done. Because every sprint, the work is done, right? So I wanted to share that with you. Not enough people understand that because you've never been through closeouts. Closeout. Problem is, when you're as old as I am, you've been through a lot of closeouts. If you're new and you never did it, why do I close things out? This is how you do it. And there's ways to do it. And it's amazing how people don't know, because sooner or later funding dries up, but there's not an interest, and there's interest in other things. That's why when they tell me, oh, I got 2 years, I'm like, who's got 2 years to do what? I don't get it. Anyway, I hope that wasn't too depressing, but it was interesting. I thought that I was just kind of looking for it. I know I saw some stuff, but the irony about the ceasing of the coal mining and everything, the timing, it is what it is, right? I hope everyone learns that don't be so timid on if you're not going to get funding and you really don't know. Be open and honest with your employees and don't carry them along. It says it looks like, I don't know, when you get to the last couple sprints and if your customer's not getting your funding or you're not going to renew a contract, let them know. Be open and honest. They would appreciate it. They're going to hate you more if you don't tell them until the last day and you surprise them with unexpected stuff. If we didn't get funded, you get funded. It's just what it is. But just give them time to finish out the sprint and everything, and it's a perfect box, right? So anyway, I want to share that with you. I wish you all the best. I am still trying to help people I know at Capital One and other people that need jobs. I can always use work too. So if you ever need any contract to contract work, please let me know. Be more than happy to do that. I got a nice little effort coming up, which is awesome. But there's always more work later on that can be done. So with that, I want to wish you all the best. Wish you a good day. But, always keep that in mind. How do you close things out? What is the perfect package? The perfect package is sprint review, closing out, definition done, and Scrum. All right. With that, take care, everyone. Have a great day. And I guess see you tomorrow. I'm trying to get some more content out in the evening. So it was good. All right. Take care. Bye. See you, everyone.